Another popular ethnic cuisine is Mexican. So, how about eating gluten-free at a Mexican restaurant? What advice can you give us there?
As far as for a Mexican restaurant, it was really interesting. When we were creating our book series, what we did was that one of the steps after we did all this research and we compiled everything and we had individuals take a look at it to say, is this valuable? What we did is we had the various chapters go to restaurants, culinary institutions, and chefs that specialized in those specific cuisines. So one of the things that was very interesting as far as for Mexican cuisine was that, you think when you go into a Mexican restaurant again, they serve corn chips. So why would you even ask, are the corn chips gluten free? Because they're corn chips. However, one of the restaurant owners that we had reviewed, that had actually reviewed our book, that they said, one of the things that you need to make sure of is that you need to make sure that that's either it's fried in fresh oil or that it's fried at the beginning of the day in fresh oil. So, for example, instead of saying, are these corn chips gluten free? You'd say, are these corn chips fried in the same oil as chimichangas? And all of a sudden the restaurant's like, oh, yeah, they are. So there would be cross contact there. So that's one example that if they couldn't do anything else with the corn chips, then you would ask, well, can I have jicama with my salsa instead of corn chips? Another thing that was also very interesting when we did the review from a different chef was as far as for carne asada. Now, typically, carne asada is one of the beef specialty dishes for Mexican cuisine. And typically, it's marinated in like lime juice, oregano, salt and pepper. However, some Mexican restaurants, believe it or not, actually use soy sauce because it's a cheaper ingredient. So, whenever you're in a Mexican restaurant, even though you would never associate soy sauce with a Mexican cuisine or a Mexican restaurant, what you need to do is that people need to ask, is this carne asada marinated in soy sauce? And sometimes, of course not. And then I always say, well, I didn't think that your Mexican restaurant would use soy sauce, but I've been in places that do. So that's just another example of, where an ingredient may come in that does have gluten that you typically wouldn't think about. So that's a type of advice and insights that we try and give in our book series.